Hey guys, it's Isaac here, and today I'm going to be continuing my collection video. This time we're going to be looking at Game 5, which is Dragon Ball Z Legends 3, the last game in the Dragon Ball Z kind of games, and we're going to be looking all the way through Naruto Battle Destiny 1 and 2 Collection, which is the last Naruto game of all the Naruto games. Well, without further ado, let's just go to the collection. Alrighty, starting at game number 6, DBZ Legends 3, Dragon Ball Z Legends 3. It is the last Dragon Ball Z game that I've made for the system, but it's not the last Dragon Ball Z game that I plan to make for the system. One final big hitter Dragon Ball Z game is probably going to be released for the IPGS game system within my last 11 games. But I am thinking about it a little more, trying to see the pros and cons of it. Well, let's just start off with DBZ Legends 3. It is the longest IPGS game to date. DBZ Legends 3, you're not going to find a game longer than it. The only game that comes close to being longer than it is DBZ 2. But if you look at it at a whole scale, Legends 3 is much, much longer than DBZ 2, and frankly, it's much better. DBZ Legends 3 is motion-able, just like its predecessor Dragon Ball, and it has 7 modes. Now, these 7 modes are the most of any Dragon Ball Z game, and the most of any fighting game that I have for any one of my fighting game, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, any one of those. It's the most. It has the most modes. World Tournament returns from Dragon Ball, from the predecessor. The Legend mode, the Versus mode, online even returns, and the Rank Up mode from Dragon Ball returns as well. Those are the kind of returning modes. World Tournament, the Legends, the Versus, the online, the Rank Up mode. Those return, but there also is two new modes, Train a Warrior mode and 2 versus 2 mode, a mode that a lot of people were asking me before to put into a Dragon Ball Z game, so I did. 2 versus 2 mode, yeah, it's a mode that's, you guys get it, 2 tag team, and that's basically that new mode. And the other new mode, Train a Warrior mode, is literally where you train a warrior doing a bunch of different mini games to kind of boost the warrior stats. And that's basically what Train a Warrior mode is. And I just add those 2 game modes in there to give the game more playability, so that when you beat the story mode, you just don't go, okay, it was a good game, you know. And another thing about DBZ Legends 3 is it has the biggest character roster in an IPGS fighting game, adding crazy characters like the Ox King and Yakon. If you guys don't know who those people are, don't worry, I kind of pulled them out of wherever I pulled them out of. Those are kind of really weird characters, but I put them in the game just to add as much of a roster into that game as I could. Like crazy characters. I mean, there is more characters in this game than probably all my fighting games combined. I mean, Dragon Ball Z Legends 2, which was the last game with a big character roster, like 100, and this adds like 25 more, or I think 30 more even. And if you guys are seeing the picture here of the character roster, you see just the scale of how many characters are in Legends 3. And another cool thing about DBZ Legends 3 is the Legend mode has an old style and a new style layout. Now, to show you guys what I'm kind of talking about is I'm going to put a picture right here, right now, sorry. This is how the layout of the old Dragon Ball Z games looked. Dragon Ball Z 1, 2, and Legends. If you're seeing a picture, that's how it looked. But now if I switch the picture to how the new style of games looked that you guys saw in Legends 2 and Dragon Ball, basically DBZ Legends 3 puts those 2 together to kind of add a more nostalgic feeling to those of you who played the past past games, and a kind of recent, more modern feeling for those who like the recent, more modern feel of the most recent games. And that's pretty much Dragon Ball Z Legends 3. It is the best Dragon Ball Z game that I have for the system so far, with 7 modes, over 100 characters, a cool legend mode that switches it up halfway between old style and new style, and crazy new characters that I'm telling you guys, you'll be surprised. If you know the show, you'll go like, that guy's in the game if you really see it, because I put the weirdest characters in that game. But it's alright. So now we're gonna go to the next game, which is Naruto. Now, Naruto is my second line of fighting games, and it's the most compared to Dragon Ball Z, only because, you know, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, they are just compared to each other naturally. So the games are obviously going to be compared to one another. Now, Naruto 1. Naruto 1 is a little shorter than DBZ 1, meaning it is very long. It's longer than most games, but it's just shorter than DBZ 1. So you're not going to find an experience that's as good as you would find probably in DBZ 1, DBZ 2, but it is still a good game. It is very long, pretty long at least. There is 3 game modes. You got the basic story mode, duel mode, and shop mode. These are my older games. I mean, I have 44 games right now, and this is game 7. So you're gonna see a kind of like a same old is what I'm trying to say. Same old stuff between my earlier games. I don't really try to innovate that much in my earlier games as I try to do with my most latest. These I just kind of stick to the basics. And the shop mode in this game, however, is extremely extensive. There's a bunch of stuff that you can buy in the shop mode, character-wise. Just so much characters. And speaking of the characters, it has over 40 characters in the game. Sadly, this being a sequel, well, not a sequel, this being the competitor to my DBZ Legends 3, DBZ Legends 3 had about 10 stages in it. Naruto has 0. So I don't know what I was doing there. I knew I was making this game after I made my Dragon Ball Z games. I have no clue why I didn't think to include some type of stage select. So I don't know what I was doing there, but there is over 40 characters in the first game, so that's a kind of booster. Now, for the story mode, there is regular and Shippuden storylines. Even though the game is called Naruto Shippuden, the video game, it actually has like the old style Naruto, you know, with the Zabuza and Haku. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm just listing character name here, don't worry. Basically, it goes from the old generation to the new generation. Forget all those character names, you guys don't know. It goes from the old generation to the new generation, basically. And that's basically Naruto. If you compare it to DBZ 1, I'll probably recommend DBZ 1 only because it has 5 game modes. This one only has 3. DBZ 1 has 50 characters, and this one has 40, around 40. So for the first game, I would recommend DBZ 1, but let's check out Naruto 2. And this is my 8th game, Naruto 2, the Akatsuki and Other. And now, Naruto 2, the Akatsuki and Other, I'll tell you guys this right now, it's my worst favorite game that I've ever made. It's my most disappointing game I feel that I've ever made. Because, let me just tell you, it is as short as DBZ Legends 1. And you guys know how much I dislike what I did to DBZ Legends 1, so this being as short as it, you're kind of going to see why I'm disliking it. It's as short as Legends 1, so once again, this is one of those games where I went from being this big to Naruto, and like this big to Naruto 2. Why? Where's the logic? I really don't even know. This game, sadly though, I really do not like it, only because it adds 8 new characters, while the sequel to Dragon Ball Z added like 30 or something crazy like that. I don't know what I was doing. And the 8 new characters, some of them are not even like good. Like there's one character that you could unlock in this game that you can't get in the first one, that's basically a character on like a bird. And it's like, that's a separate character. Like, I don't add any new moves with the character, and I'm just like, God, what was I doing with this game? It adds 8 new characters though, and the thing is, it shrinks the amount of game modes. Naruto 1 had 3 game modes. You would think that's a little bit. This one has 2. If you guys are seeing a picture of the game mode selection screen and you see Isaac, come on, this has 3 game modes. I see it right here. But you guys could see the achievement mode, and that is not a mode. It's just a trophy screen or whatever. That is not a mode. There's only 2 modes included with this game. Now, but the number one reason I do not like Naruto 2 as a sequel, as a game, or as anything, I'm sorry if I'm being too harsh on this game. I'm getting myself angry. But the adventure portions are executed terribly in this game. Now, when I went to go into Naruto 2, the Akatsuki and Other, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna make this game good, I'm gonna innovate a little bit, so that's why I added in these adventure portions, but they just sucked. They were 1-page long adventure portions. I tried to add cutscenes, but the cutscenes were terrible, the dialogue was bad, and it had bad platforming to break up the fighting. The platforming in this game was literally like vertical, just jump, jump, jump battle. And I called that a platforming. Like, I needed to do something better with this platforming, and really, I did not. So that's why I really do not like what I did to Naruto 2, the Akatsuki and Other. It's not a good game in my opinion. I think DBZ 2, any DBZ game, because you guys see that I'm comparing them a lot, any DBZ game is going to rise above this one. This is a terrible sequel and overall a terrible game. So, on to a little bit of a bright side. That was a little bit dark type of thing. Here we have my 9th game, which is Naruto 3. And Naruto 3 is much like DBZ Legends 2, because if you guys remember, DBZ Legends 2 was my comeback game to the mess that was DBZ Legends, while Naruto 3 was my comeback game to the mess that was Naruto 2. Now, Naruto 3, it was the official final Naruto game, but I'll talk about that in a bit. It was my official final Naruto game, and the thing was, it has 5 full modes finally. It's none of the Naruto games ever exceeded 4 modes, and this one finally has 5, which is as much as DBZ 1. And this game is a little short. It's as long as Naruto 1, which basically means it's a little shorter than DBZ 1. So what you're going to be finding, it's basically the exact same size as the first game of Dragon Ball Z 1. And now, this is the second time 2 versus 2 battle, the mode was introduced into this game. I bring it back from DBZ Legends 3, and I kind of bring it back for Naruto 3, and I also add 2 new modes, sorry, Time Attack and Survival. Why these weren't in my other games, please don't ask me, but I added Time Attack and Survival because those are just necessary game modes to any fighting game, and I'm sure you guys know that. And I'm sure you guys need no explanation about what Time Attack is, what Survival is, because they are really basic fighting modes. I don't know why I haven't put them in any Dragon Ball Z games, but here they are appearing in Naruto 3. The adventure mode now is much better because I just swipe away all that terrible platforming that you saw in Naruto 2, and I just bring back the basic fighting, but this time I didn't want to just put fight, little thing, fight, little thing, fight. I don't want to do that. This time I basically put a bunch of action-packed cutscenes. The cutscenes that you would kind of see in Legends 2, if you guys remember those. I put a bunch of action-packed cutscenes in there just to kind of switch up basically everything. The cutscene, it's the first time cutscenes were in a Naruto game, for me at least, and that's why I was pretty proud of it. That's why I was like, finally, I made up for the mess that was Naruto 2, pretty much. And that's what I basically tried to do with this game. Now, as for the character roster, there's 59 characters in this game. Compared to, I think, the 44 in Naruto 2. The 59 characters in this game, why didn't I add 1 more to make it 60? God, what was I doing? But there's 59 characters in this game, and it adds a lot of definitely new characters. I forgot the characters that I added in the game. I'll have to check, but adds a bunch of new characters, and that's basically Naruto 3 in a nutshell. Basically my best Naruto game to some people, but the last game that I was planning to do in this video, Naruto Battle Destiny 1 and 2 Collection, will have to wait till next time because I don't want this little YouTube timer to cut me off, as it always does, I swear. But thanks you guys for watching. I guess I'll continue game 10 through game 15 in my next video. Well, thank you guys for watching once again. I appreciate all the feedback on Renegade, all the feedback on everything. Thank you a lot, and I'll see you guys later.